Friends, gold is unstoppable. It has gone up more than 81% in the last 5 years and almost 20% in the last 12 months. It's happening. Central banks are ditching the dollar and U.S. treasuries and buying more gold. The good news, it's predicted to go up more. UBS even said it will go up to $5,000. Noble Gold Investments' phone has been ringing nonstop. Everyone wants to protect their retirement with gold, and you can do the same. Noble Gold Investments can help you secure some gold to protect your future. From day one, you work with the same dedicated all-American expert. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, Noble Gold Investments will make sure you get all the help you need. And this month, Noble Gold Investments will give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin if you open a qualified account. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com now. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Hey, mine's Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being again with us. It is Monday, May 6th, 2024. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. Welcome on YouTube, welcome on Rumble, on X, in a live chat. I see Kika, I see Johannes, I see E. Jason, Stuart, good to see you, Stuart K, Sadie, Will. It's welcome to see you all. Thank you for tuning in. I'm praying. I'm putting all the wonderful energy into the internet here. It's been very, very spotty, but we're gonna make this work, this live stream. And I wanted to be on camera today, so this is it, my friends. We're gonna talk about the Great Split, and this is a subject that has different names. People have different images of what it looks like. But the fundamental premise, I believe, is very much the same. So let's go through the fundamental premise here together and see if we can unpack this and come out of it a little clearer on what is truly happening in the world right now. So what I consider to be the Great Split is an event or period of time that establishes a great divide between two sections of the population. In the beginning stages, it may appear like a normal periodical societal phenomenon, which usually consists of tensions, release of tensions, and reconciliation. Okay, so the Great Split, however, is a very different phenomenon which already does and will continue to create two entirely different worlds. So let's unpack this a little bit. In society, you have, and history shows this, you always have sort of a tension point where fundamentally, I mean, there's more viewpoints, but fundamentally one group that wants things to move in this direction, and the other group says, no, it should stay the same. Tensions are building. That causes sort of societal moments. And then there is usually a release event or a period of release events that allow for the tensions to be released. And then they go into a reconciliation period and they go, okay, let's do it this way from here on forward. Let's change a few things, and boom. These are, in my perception, sort of normal, even though they're often instigated societal developments. That's not what I'm talking about here. It's entirely different. We're talking about something that people call the ascension, or others call split of the timelines, or breaking free of the matrix. We'll get to that. So this is what we're talking about here, really. And there are differences that you and everybody else can sort of find and feel in perception and language. I think this has become so clear in the last few months and years. The situational perception and language used to describe events and circumstances is completely different. Think awake versus woke. If you think what these terms might mean, they've only been around, really. Awake in terms of spiritual awakening to a greater reality, awakening to a broader perception, awakening to a truer sense of what this reality is, versus woke, which is it's a labeled and defined. So you are aware of racial problems, racist problems. You're aware of gender ideology, expressions. It's a very, very different world. And those two terms mean very different things. This eventually creates two distinct streams that move farther and farther away from each other. We're dealing with 3D perception versus omnidimensional perception. And I want to quickly explain that. So I don't believe that you and I and our wonderful viewers watching are all omnidimensional, so that we have perception of all dimensions and that we know about all of reality. Not at all. But we're seeking to do that. We're seeking to explore, expand, and as a matter of fact, I mean, I might as well tell you, this is our new limited edition T-shirt that Christine designed, because we're all truth seekers. So she made this for you all. Love that. I can't wait to see you all wearing it out there and sending us photos, and maybe we'll meet each other. But this is basically what describes us, and I'll let you know where you can get it a little later. But this is what describes us. It's this internal intuition, inspiration, and drive to seek further and learn and know more and expand beyond our current limitations. The 3D group is very different. We're going to talk about this. Very, very different. So you have this, there's a shift in abilities too. The omnidimensional group, that's what I call them, begins to develop more and more abilities and strategies to deal with a multitude of situations in a self-reliant way, while the 3D group relies almost entirely on outside assistance like the government. Big differences are also the ability to heal better and remain in balance in the face of adversity. So we have seen this. The split in perception and language and abilities became visible since the beginning of this decade, 2020s onward. Language shifted farther and farther apart. There were streams before, but much more now. Perception, abilities. People are losing the 3D group. The majority is losing abilities to deal with things. They're not gaining, they're losing them, and they're expecting more and more of the outside forces of the government to provide solutions, science, medicine. That's what they're wanting to do. The other group, we're seeking for greater and greater inner abilities, and we're looking to become self-reliant in all situations. The split has begun. It's not like this is coming. This has begun. The question is, what stage are we in, and how is it going to play out? Because I think this is what a lot of people sort of want to know. And let's see if we can find some answers to that. So you have the outlook. How do we look into the future? The 3D group is looking for external solutions for all problems and expects to be taken care of in the future. They're fully invested and already reliant on the idea of a technocratic society, and will sacrifice freedom, free will, free expression, freedom of movement, and much more to feel secure. They've shown this. 2020, again, I keep talking about it because it was a split event. It created two distinct paths forward that you couldn't change any longer. The omnidimensional group is looking for sovereignty and absolute self-determination. So if you think back when April, May, June of 2020 rolled around, one group was so hypnotized. They were so programmed into the storyline. They were willing to give up anything and everything just to feel safe and secure again, just to feel normal again, right? They would, no matter what, you could have told them to, practice a headstand every day for an hour, and you would feel healthier, and they would do it. And then was this other group who absolutely just went into, hey, listen, I'm doing me. It's all good. You do you, but I'm free. But I was born free. I'm not playing along. I'm not playing the game. I won't push myself on you, but just leave me be. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what not to do. And so this created a completely different outlook into the future. One group that, for the freedom group, if you will, for them, for us, that was the most important thing. For those whom reputation mattered before, they didn't care. If others thought they were tinfoil heads, they were crazy, didn't matter. If others thought they were crazy, didn't matter. What mattered was truth and freedom. The 3D group was so panicked, so fearful. All that mattered was external security. How can we get that? This created such a shift and split in perception and timelines that you can't go back to that. So then we go, what is the outcome, right? Just in a nutshell, eventually the great split will likely lead to completely different realities that the two groups inhabit. Some call this the ascension process, some the breaking free from the matrix, some call this something else. No one knows for sure how it's going to play out. We all just have the distinct feeling that it is going to play out. Now, the difference, again, before two groups rivaled, fought, reconciled, shifted, moved forward. We expect the difference in frequencies between the 3D group, and the omnidimensional group to be so big that eventually they won't be able to inhabit the same reality. Able, not wanting to, able. There are frequencies that don't match up with each other no matter how hard you try. They just never will meet. And we are drifting apart and apart and apart. So what will this be? In my perception, I believe what we're doing here is raising the frequency so that this matrix will eventually dissolve and we will return to prime reality, or we will break free from it and return to prime reality. However, this group that I'm talking about, this 3D group, that is, I would say, the majority of the population is not willing to do that. Not willing to do the inner work, not willing to let go. They're clinging on to the reality that they have known. And I'm not even judging them that they have any bad intentions. It's just all they've ever known, all they've been programmed into. And losing that means losing their identity. It means losing their reality. It is basically insanity that kicks in. This is going to happen to a certain section. Certain section will go through a brutal, abrupt awakening, and sooner rather than later. I mean, we're talking months, I think, maybe even sooner, and it's already happening. And they have a complete. I mean, they lose themselves, if you will, and ultimately that's not a bad thing. But of course, they don't see it that way. So this is what I believe we are seeing now in 2020. And this is the difference between that split and the next split. It's like we're shifting into a new time. In 2020, there were fundamentally two groups: the group that wanted safety and security, the group that wanted freedom. The group that wanted freedom consisted of all races, all ethnicities, all professions, all backgrounds, all income brackets, just like the other one. It was not defined by any other label other than freedom or not freedom. So the freedom group were the patriots, the Christians, the Hindus, the Muslims, the Orthodox, you name it. They were all in one camp saying, let us be, we can deal with that. This next split won't be like that. But these groups are now rivaling. They're fighting almost with each other for where we take reality, for where we take the future. And the hardcore patriots that want to, let's say, cling on to the idea of 1990 was a great system, or 1980, it was still great in the 80s, or it was still great in the 70s. They just want to revert back to that period of time. They're fighting hard. And then there's other groups who want to bring it to a different form. And I believe that they're all rivaling within this construct, not realizing that, yes, we're uncovering more conspiracies. Yes, we're figuring out who's running this show and who's running that show. And we're realizing that science is corrupted and medicine is corrupted and politics is corrupted, finance, yes. But that's not really what is happening here. The fundamental difference is that there is a growing group of people that are questioning the very nature of the reality that we live in and are saying this is the grand conspiracy. We're in a construct, we're in a limited hangout, and everything that happens within that limited hangout is designed to not make us see it, to distract us so that we don't explore that and explore the way out. I think that's the real split that is coming. There will be people who will fight so hard for this reality that we're in, that I believe is a matrix, that they'll do anything to not lose their sense of self-identity. And the other group is saying, listen, we're all trapped in a limited perceptual reality here. Something is going on. Something has brought us here. Something has entrapped us here. And we're looking for the exit. It's like the Truman Show. For those of you who've seen the movie, when he finally jumps into the boat, no storm, no waves, nothing can hold him back. He's out there, and eventually he reaches the wall of the studio, which appears to be the horizon beyond the sea, the wall of the studio. He drives his boat into that wall, and that's where the stairs are, the exit of the fake reality that was created for Truman as a TV show. That's the movie. But the movie shows, I believe, something very real. I believe it's shown us that we are in a construct. And there's a group of people, and it doesn't matter what you call it either. And we don't know what the exact technology is that does it, right? It could be electromagnetic. What do we know about that? We don't. But we can feel something, and we're willing to go as far as we need to in our exploration to transcend those limitations, which Greg Braden calls our divinity, right? He says divinity is our ability to transcend limitations. That's what that word really means. And so that's what he says. And that's what we're saying. This is the seeking. This is the truth seeking. Who are we really? Where are we really? And what's the way out of here? I believe this is the fundamental split that we're in. And for a little bit, we will inhabit, for a little bit longer, we will inhabit the same reality, and we will watch some more horrible things as people are going insane. If everything you believed to be true is sort of it's pulled away from you, you don't even want to see the truth. You just want it to be blissfully ignorant, and it's being pulled away. You're going insane. It's very different from you and me who we want that. But there's a lot of people who don't want that, and that's another message that I would like to share. And it sounds brutal, it sounds harsh, it sounds like I'm not empathetic, but please don't waste your time on people who do not wish to be helped, who do not wish to explore, seek, find, grow, expand. It is a waste of your time, your life force, your energy. It's like, and let me give you a very visual example. You are climbing a mountain. You're on the top, you're on the cliff, top of that cliff. You made it. And there's people behind you. And there's a person that asks for help. What are you going to do? You're going to kneel down. You're going to stretch out your arm. You're going to pull them up, and you're going to expect that they're going to pull themselves up as well. And then there might be a person down there who seems to be struggling. They're not saying a word. They're not wanting any help. You still stretch out your arm, and the next thing you know is they're trying to pull you down. What do? Well, you let go. You let go. You don't sacrifice yourself. If they don't want the help, well, so be it. And we are in this time. You cannot waste any minute or any second on people who do not wish to be helped. If not for any other reasons, please let them have their dignity of their own choice. If we think that we know better for them, and we know better that what they should or shouldn't do, it means that we're taking away their dignity, their free will, their free choice. I'm talking about adults here, by the way. So do not waste your time on people that do not wish to be helped. You will be held back. You will sacrifice your life force, your creativity, your energy, and in the end, you'll be miserable and no one will have been helped. And this is an eternal truth. And people say you should include everyone. We're all the same. No, we're not. No, we're not. That is a myth. If we go broad enough, sure, in the origin, we were all created from the same source, yes, but we're so far away from that. There are so many distorted expressions of that source, and there are so many who are lost, completely lost, and we're inhabiting this space, by the way, with other entities and species that might look like us, but they're not like us, and they don't like us. They're not like us, and they don't like us. So to play this game of everybody must be equally loved and included. That's an illusion, and it's literally a death sentence too. We need to have that kind of discernment. It's a time for discernment, because the way that this reality is kept alive and how we're kept in it is by deception and traps. It's to make something look like the real beautiful thing. It's to make the fake light look like the real light. It's to make the fake truth look like the real truth. That is how this reality works. And this is how they intend to keep us here. And if people want to stay here and cling on to this and keep being recycled into this reality, we'll let them. It's up to them. You can't force anyone out of this. I would much rather invest my energy and time where people actually want that help. And that's what we've been doing. So this is what I encourage you to do. When you're asked for help and people want it, that feels so wonderful too. Because it's a symbiosis. It's not like you're giving so much and they're taking so much. By someone accepting your guidance and help and them getting better in the process, there's a perfect exchange happening. It's wonderful. And that doesn't feel like you're depleting yourself either. And you know it, but that's a rare situation, by the way. Most people are not ready for this. But the few that are, compared to the masses, that's powerful. That's wonderful. That's where time is well invested. That's at least how we see it, my friends. So this when is the question. I don't know. I don't know. I can only tell you that 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when Christine and I had these conversations, we were shown in my meditations and dreams that people will fall away. We were shown that people would just disappear from our reality, and we could not, for the life of us, imagine how that would play out. We just heard that, and we said, okay, there's a great change coming. People will disappear. Some people will fall away. They just won't be there anymore. It's like you wake up one morning, it's like they're gone. And I couldn't imagine. I knew it was coming, but I couldn't imagine the how. Now I'm seeing it. Now I'm literally seeing it. I'm seeing it play out. And it's starting to make sense. Is it comfortable? No. Is it troublesome sometimes? Hell yeah. Does it, is it energetically challenging? Hell yeah. I don't know a single being right now that doesn't have some sort of energetic challenges that just feels wonderful all the time. But that's the time that we're going through. Just imagine the frequency, how it's changing, and what that means. Your body doesn't just adjust to things in real time. It takes some time to adjust to it. So we have a leap. There's a leap that happens, and our body needs to catch up with that leap, and the cells and the bones and the muscles and the processes and the biochemical processes. So that all is happening. And so if you feel tired some days, or it's like some people describe it as I don't fit into my body. It's like the spirit part and the body part they're not simpatico right now. It's not working out. That all, my friends, is quite normal for these times, as unnormal, as crazy as it sounds. And I frankly don't know when this split is coming. I just know that we are walking this thin line. I can see some insanity already happening. And I see that when the deepest programs are being questioned, even though people are fighting hard in their hearts of heart, they know they need to question that. They're fighting hard for their reality. They're fighting hard for their religious programming, their uh, systemic programming, their political programming, their patriotic programming. And I say this, by the way, as a patriot. I love this nation. I love the people. I'll do everything I can to make it better. But there's a programming that keeps people from looking deeper, and they're fighting for it, and that drives them insane because they feel on a deeper level something much bigger is going on here. But this is not going away overnight. We just have to accept that that's what we're going through. And acceptance, by the way, just accept that that's the situation we're in. It releases so much tension already. It releases so much of the stress. Acceptance is always key. If you find yourself in any difficult situation in life, first and foremost, you need to accept the situation at hand. This is where I'm in. Wow, a lot of resistance just went away. Now I can get creative. Now I can figure out a solution. Now I can figure out a way out, a way forward, a way to expand. And that's the key every day. Practice, 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 baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. We're getting there, my friends. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. And if you want to get this beautiful, it's a 72-hour limited edition special. The Truth Seeker shirt. I think she outdid herself. I love this. It's like a I'm gonna just let you know where I stand. So links in the description. Thank you for your support. And please, if you get the shirt, do us a favor. Try it on, take a picture, and send it to us. If you don't want us to publish it, we'll never publish it without your permission, but we just love to see it. And then I'm always wondering, are people walking around, meeting in coffee shops, seeing this and they just go, oh, truth seeker. There you go. And maybe it sparks conversations, inspires collaborations. God knows what might happen. But that's just what we imagine around here. By the way, I just saw a contribution. Thank you so much by Charlotte Woods. Thank you. Really appreciate it. All right, my friends. Much love to you all. Also, let us know in the comments how the stream worked out. If the internet was good enough to make this happen seamlessly. So, my friends, we love you. We appreciate you. We'll be back with you again very, very soon.